Hello, and what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Dan Tigron back again for another Q&A Answers edition. I don't know why that scream is kind of becoming a thing for this. Let's get right to it. First question, Christopher Mitchell. Hey Scythe, how come you don't do Let's Plays of Sonic games? And can I consider to do a Let's Play of Sonic Adventures 2 Battle from Xbox Live? I never really got into the Sonic games as a franchise. When I was little, it was all about Nintendo for me. Not to mention when Sega started releasing those broken, unplayable Sonic games, I kind of lost what little interest I had left. I'm well aware the last few Sonic games haven't been too bad, so who knows, but right now I've got my other priorities. And yes, you can do a Let's Play series of it. Ziab asks, when did you become so fond of Mario? Hello, YouTube! Again! Well, I've always liked Mario. Even back when Johnny and I were small, I was always playing as Mario and Johnny would always be as Luigi, because red was my favorite color at the time. In regards to YouTube though, Mario has been our most popular series like ever, so we couldn't ignore that. Kung 2 says, are you going to do Smash 4? Yes, we are. Huggy Rowdaboat. I have a question. It has probably been asked before, but oh well. My question is, how long have you known Johnny Captain Napkin from your Super Mario 64 series? Johnny's my real-life brother, so I've actually known him my whole life. Extreme Ninja Kaito. How come you only do Mario with Johnny? And will you do Smash 4? Maybe with Johnny. The main reason that we do all the Mario games together is because they're co-op. If more games actually had like co-op, we'd definitely be playing a lot more of those other random games together. Not to mention what I said earlier about it just being our most popular series ever. And yes, we are definitely going to do Smash 4 together. Dragon! It's the moon! Cheese! What was the worst decision you made in a video game? The only thing that comes to mind is old Final Fantasy games. I'd always try to go the route that would get the treasure before you ended up going to the dungeon boss. And sometimes you'd go the wrong way and go through the door that gets you to the dungeon boss or a cutscene, and then you'd have to retrek the whole dungeon just to get a pointless herb out of a chest. The other common mistake isn't so much related to Final Fantasy and stuff like that, but in RPGs, it sucks when you mess up your build so bad that the game becomes unplayable. But thankfully, that doesn't happen in most modern games. Thomas Edison? Can you whip your hair in slow-mo like a movie? Or at least whip your majestic gray shiny hair? I'll try. I'm majestic. Oh gosh, my eyes. This cam only records in like 30 frames per second. Question 2. Are there any other confirmed Let's Plays you're gonna play in the future? Let's see. Starbound Season 3, Sunset Overdrive, Witcher 3 next year, whatever the next Zelda is called, Yoshi's Epic Yarn or Woolly World, Epic Yarn sounds cooler, Smash Bros 4, Lego Batman 3, the next Arkham game, No Man's Sky, whenever that comes out to PC, the next Elder Scrolls game, Doom 4. Those are all the confirmed games that I'm going to end up playing. I may end up doing Metal Gear Solid 5, but maybe not due to mature content. I'd love to do Splinter Cell 1 and 2 and Turok 2008, but right now they're not really a priority. There's also games I never planned on making a series of, like Shadow of Mordor. So you can expect a curveball every now and then. Lucas Red Sphere TPX. What about Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 or others? Are you going to do those series with race games? Right now, Mario Kart 8 is our racing series, and we're actually starting another series of 100cc. Not to mention the new DLC that's coming out in November. We'll be able to keep that game running for quite some time, but we'll definitely have more racing games in the future. Tal Mueller, I have 6 questions. Would you like to make a living out of YouTube? Let me just say straight up, whether or not I end up making a living from YouTube won't stop me from making videos. but I'd love to make a living from it.
Question 2. How many cats do you have?
3.
Do you have a job or are planning to have one?
I'm very privileged to have a family that supports what I do. So right now, I'm able to focus all my time on making content.
What languages do you speak?
Just English. Although I was trying to teach myself Japanese at one point, I kind of stopped doing that when I started making videos, but I do hope to go back to that one day and learn Japanese.
Give us a life advice.
Never give up, never surrender. All you need to do in order to succeed is trust yourself. Don't be afraid to learn, but knowing when not to take advice is also a big one.
If you'd like more life advice, don't be afraid to ask. Today's episode is focused on finger waving. What does Johnny work?
He works at birthday parties for kids, face painting, balloon animals, bouncy castles, that kind of stuff. Game bro. Scythe, where do you live? Oh. I live in Canada, on an island.
Super Zombie Pimp says,
was wondering what is your favorite Nintendo game of all time? Oh, hey, ladies.
A Link to the Past or Super Mario World or Mario Kart 8.
Pick your poison.
Grand Canyon, 1999.
Question 1. If you can remember from your little scunch years, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I actually wanted to make video games. I'd still love to get into that someday, but mainly as an idea man rather than a coder. I know some basic coding techniques, but honestly I don't enjoy it and find it pretty boring. Pretty much anything involving video games would have me happy, so I'm loving what I do now. Also fashion design and music.
If you could have one classic game be remade in today's standards,
HD, co-op, online,
what would it be?
I'd like Rune Viking Warlord, all shiny and HD with beautiful graphics. There was already a co-op mod for it though, so it doesn't really need co-op. Super Mario World, same screen co-op like Super Mario Bros. X would be awesome. Or A Link to the Past with the same treatment. I don't really care about the graphics in those though, just needs co-op. Not to mention Diddy Kong Racing would be awesome to have an HD remake.
Question 3. What is your opinion on the Wiimote? I thought it was genius because you can play with it no matter your handedness, and motion control and on-screen pointing had never been done before. What is your thoughts?
It's a great idea, and I find it extremely comfortable holding those controllers. It's like the most relaxing controller you can ever play with when you're using the nunchuck. But I don't like how they force you to use it. For example, Twilight Princess forced users to use the Wiimote when the original game was created on GameCube. The game not only was released on GameCube afterwards, even though it was originally designed for it, but it also was a very tricky way on Nintendo's part of selling the Wii. Of course, the Wii version didn't actually support GameCube controller, and we all know it could've. They just coded it not to. Even looking at the Wii U, they've got 3 controllers. That's completely unnecessary, especially when you're playing a side-scroller or a top-down game like the Mario Bros. U or 3D World. I'm not hating on the Wii or Wii U, I love those consoles, but it was still a little bit of weird decisions on Nintendo's part.
Question 4. As far as the Xboner, PS4, and Wii U go, which is your personal favorite?
If I had to pick, I guess I'd choose the Wii U. And that's only because the PS4 and Xbone haven't really released anything worthwhile enough that couldn't have already been released on last-gen consoles. Personally, I'm not nearly as excited for this generation of consoles as I was with the 360, PS3, or the Wii, where those consoles were coming out of Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. The newest consoles seem more focused on money rather than making good games.
Michelle Lydia,
have you ever been recognized on the street? Do you mean for my Let's Plays? Nope. Actually, I don't know if I ever will. Being Canadian isn't nearly as populated as America or the UK. I've been recognized before for my band back when we were doing a lot more shows and stuff like that, but the profession is a lot more hands-on than this internet stuff. be sure to save your questions for next week because I'll put out another video asking for questions. But don't leave any comments or questions on this video, otherwise they will not be answered. I'm going to only answer them on the question video, which we will put out next week so that this doesn't get too old. If you enjoyed this Q&A video, please let me know with likes and comments. With love from all of us at Team Pixel. If you're a subscriber, you're part of Team Pixel. Wink! Sayonara and stay epic, everybody!